guys, welcome back to our channel. I hope you all living well and having the best life like we are. As I mentioned last video, we are going to an art show that's located at Georgia, Augusta. So if you are curious what would happen this time, please keep watching. Since our last show was also at Georgia, so we didn't spend that much of time on the road this one. I think it only took us 3 hours total to travel. Well, after many trips and many roads that I've driven, 3 hours is super easy for me now. Alright, now we arrive at the show and ready to set it up. Since those two locations are closed, so we actually arrive at Thursday night and rest for a little bit before we set up. I think it really helped us to recover enough energy, and we could also get there early in the morning to load in and set up. I think this is so far one of our fastest setup. Every step was kind of smooth and light. Both me and my dad prefer arriving just a bit early as we could, because this way we can not only have a more empty space when we set up our booth, but also we could sort of like slow down the process and making sure all the details, because, well, to be honest, especially my dad, he could be a detail freak sometimes, you know. And for myself, I just hate to see if some paintings are tilted, so we both sort of aligned and agree on this point. And also, when we set up during the process, the lady who's next to us was super nice and sweet. I recall that she's asked me questions about our booth because she wants to change her current booth to the one that more like ours. And I saw herself doing basically everything, and I really don't recommend her changing the booth at all, because our booth is pretty heavy and can be complicated sometimes. All the parts of our booth are like metal, which means the entire tent is ridiculously heavy. And not even mention other parts like those side walls and top cover. And also our tent and including all the panels are kind of pricey too. I mean, we have to purchase those equipments because our last tent got destroyed by a tornado while we're doing a show over Miami. So we didn't have any choice, to be honest. So one of our value lesson would be, if you are not sure this would be your ideal working career, try not to make those huge payments ahead, and you could start off with something easy and effortless equipment first, then gradually adding things up. This could also give you more options just in case you want to quit someday, you know? Okay, now the setup process is done, and let me show you guys the final results. Well, as you can see, we did add more paintings, and my dad was taking pictures just in case we want to make prints out of them in the future. And we also don't have enough space for us to extend our booth, so we have to play it tight this time. You guys could also comment down below and let me know how you feel about the layout for this time. So this show was called Art in the Heart of Augusta. And this is one of those 3-day shows which both me and my dad were excited about. Except for the regular Saturday and Sunday, the show was also open for Friday night as well. This show also has huge reputation for selling paintings and arts. Art in the Heart of Augusta also featured over 130 juried artists, 5 stages of non-stop entertainment, including cultural music, dance, popular music, jazz, poetry, storytelling, soul, spoken word, and of course more. 19 international food booths on the Augusta Common provided with authentic cuisine from all over the world. However, one thing I could tell you guys ahead of time, actually this art show wasn't our ideal or perfect show. And there are multiple reasons behind it. I think one of the biggest reasons would be the crowds are more comfortable of buying prints rather than paintings themselves, you know? In fact, I think one of our friends said he only sold one print for the entire show. Well, this is definitely a huge bummer for sure, and I think this happened for basically all the painting artists. And second reason would be the weather, especially Sunday morning. It was raining the whole morning. And there are many minor reasons as well. And to be honest, I can't really put my fingers down for just one thing. I think it was just the vibe, you know. After doing this couple or thousands of times, you kind of know and kind of feel your crowds at some level. Sometimes when we arrived at some art shows, we will be like, this is it, this is would be or might be where we could get lucky and making good sell out of it. Well, sadly, maybe this is just not for Augusta this time. I'm sure this show used to be a great art show and could attract more people, and everybody was having a good sell out of it. And I do believe this place once was a great market. Well, I don't know, maybe things changed or something. But hey, don't get me wrong, I still had a good time there. The parking lot was right behind our booth, so we didn't need to move our batteries or Wi-Fi this time. And I literally could watch YouTube while inside of the booth. I mean, that's always a big plus, isn't it? And we could also taking turns for breaks too and rest a little bit in the vehicle. We were so glad to get a parking spot like that. And the volunteers are awesome too. They really helped us a lot. Well, I just think this art show was kind of like our last show. You know, it's a great show for small arts or crafts, and well, for the artists who's having large pieces or higher price, you would definitely be disappointed. And also, this was one of those no dogs shows, so I couldn't see that many dogs either, which also making me sad as well. So for Sunday, like I said before, Sunday was kind of slow and we didn't sell many pieces that day. However, I think at the end of the day, we still made enough to cover our expenses like last time, which is also good enough for us, you know. After these two shows at Georgia, both me and my dad think there's less possibility for us to participate in more shows at Georgia. Well, at least not for this year. But I think there is another art show that we really want to do called Dogwood Art Festival. We know that's one of those high quality art shows for sure. But that show also has high standards when it comes to selecting artists. So we'll try our best to get in. Alright guys, that's all for today's video, and we are packed up and ready to go to our next show, which is at Peoria, Illinois. If you want to know more about our journey or you have anything to share, please subscribe and leave comments and like. We will keep you all updated, and see you there!